Hey guys, it's time for another vocal quick tip lesson with Bethany Joy. Today is going to be all about breathing and breath support, so let's get into it. So I have multiple teachings that I want to do on breath support, but today we're just going to do the basics. So this is the first thing I want you to think about. Have you ever seen a baby breathe? When a baby breathes, their shoulders don't come up, their stomach comes up. So it should be the same way when we're breathing deep before we sing, before we're doing exercises, before we're doing breathing exercises. Our diaphragm should expand. Already, we're going to take our first action step. The first thing I want you to do, put your hands on your diaphragm and take 4 deep diaphragm breaths. Now notice my chest did move forward, but my shoulders did not move up. That's what we want to avoid. I want you to watch yourself in front of the mirror as you try this action step. Go ahead. You can only move on to the next part if you've gotten that first part down correctly. So if you're struggling with that, this is another action step I want you to take. Lay down on the floor. Yes, lay down on the floor, on your back, get a book. Whatever book is heavy enough for you to feel like you have a little bit of resistance on that diaphragm. Lay flat on your back and put the book on your diaphragm. Go ahead and try taking a deep breath. If your chest comes up and the book does not come up, then you are still breathing shallow. So, what I want you to try to do to get this down before we move into more singing is get that book to come up. Take a deep breath and release on a shoo till you run out of breath. Go for it. Now, if you've mastered deep diaphragm breath breathing, that's a tongue twister, then I want you to move to this next step, okay? These 2 breathing exercises are going to be staple exercises for you, okay? The first one is called the TSST. So write that down because you're going to want to put the count that you achieve right next to that. And it should increase every single time that you practice. And this is how we do it. So imagine you're a tire, imagine you're a balloon, whichever one you prefer, no preference, okay? You have a small leak. So if you have a small leak, you're still going to be able to drive. You're still going to be able to be a balloon for a little while longer until that air is fully released. So the reason that your stomach needs to jet out, or like I like to tell my little kid students, make pregnant belly. The reason you look somewhat pregnant when you breathe deep from your diaphragm is because you have organs underneath your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is a little flat like this, like a little tire. So when we expand that like a tire or expand that like a balloon, those organs underneath have to go somewhere. So that's why the stomach protrudes a little bit. Just like that. So the reason I say that is because with this exercise, you want to take in a very quick, deep diaphragm breath. Now, I need to make sure that you understand taking in more air for a slower amount of time is actually not beneficial to you. Air is escaping and you're not going to have a lot of air to support what it is you're trying to do. Okay, so the best way to practice this is on a count of 4, breathe in on the 4th count, okay? It's gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3. And you're gonna release it until you run out of air. Again, it goes 1, 2, 3, in, out. Do not take a deep, really long breath. Take a deep, short breath. Action step, practice that a couple times and write down your count. Have somebody count for you, or if you feel like counting yourself, you can do that as well. We're moving on to the next exercise. Now, the reason that we do the first exercise is it supports our tone, it supports basically the phrasing, and it causes us to not have that fizzle out at the end where you run out of air and you're not able to finish your sentence. Have you ever had that happen? I bet you have. If you have, actually comment below because I want to know, because there's other things we can do to help with that. But this particular exercise helps us work on releasing air over articulation because let's be honest, we don't just go, we actually articulate and we make sounds, we make words, and we have to get that air evenly dispersed over that articulation. So this next one is called the pulsed, and it goes like this. You're going to go 1, 2, 3. So on and so forth until you run out of air. You want that one to go on as long as you possibly can as well. Again, you being the tire, you being the balloon, you have the control of how that air is going to be released. What I don't want to see on either of those is you going and then you're already out of breath. What I want to see is a very, very slow release. Same thing for the pulsed. Versus, I gotta let that air out. Hold on. You gotta go. And spit's flying everywhere and you're running out of breath and your face is all tense and you look like you're constipated. That's what we don't want. No constipation. You're welcome. No, I didn't forget about your action step. Go ahead and do the pulsed right now. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, in, out, and immediately start the articulation at the count or tempo that you started that count with. You can do it. I believe in you. Guys, I know that I joke and I like to have a good time, and I don't actually spend a whole lot of time on these breathing exercises, but I need you to understand how important breathing exercises, warm-ups, body stretches, and all of those things are for your performances, for your singing, and for becoming a better singer. These are the most important things that you could do. These are going to make you very skilled, very controlled, and you're going to love what strong breath support does for you. If you have any questions about breath support or anything else about lessons, message me below, or I'm going to put my email address in my profile so that you can contact me. I would love to be your Skype vocal coach or your in-person vocal coach if you are in Texas. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And remember, breathe from your diaphragm. Thank you.